Now, before I begin your reading, I need to show you to tell you at the beginning that if this does not resonate with you, it is not for you. So there's so many different readings out there. As an oracle, you can go to them, and if this resonates with you, stay with me. I'm using the Ask and It Is Given cards by Esther and Jerry Hick. It's incredibly fun to use, and it's the first time I've done this, so this is incredibly difficult at the beginning, but I'm getting the hang of it. By the time I've got your reading, I think I should be fine. Hello Libra, this is your reading for January 2019, and I have drawn 6 cards altogether for you, and that they all interconnected somehow, but as I said, it's not a tarot reading. It is actually based on Esther and Jerry Hick's Ask and It Is Given motivational cards. Okay, so it is using the images on your 6 cards to interpret the sort of energies and what you could be expecting in January 2019, the sort of potential, any concerns that you might have, and so on. This is all intuitive. Okay, so it's completely intuitive. So in other words, I'm making guesses. So that's what this is. You're a very diplomatic kind of person. You're very kind and often very just. You love fair play. So I'm going to be straight up with you. And a sense of you're very tactful. So anything that is too dramatic or anything that is unrealistic, you completely abhor. So you wanted to have everything straight up front. So let's take a look at the first card. The first card is it's a general that sets the rest. It says, my emotional set points can be changed. So this is really good, because you are a very balanced person and you deliberately try to set your points and then achieve them at the end. So you go through. Okay, so especially if the subject is about your needs, about your goals, it's about your what you wanted. Okay, you're really good at this. It's really a way for you to achieve it. Yeah, if it's about yourself. Okay, so it's a good card. It's a good card as a general theme for the rest. It's very pretty. You see yourself in the field, and then you have massive flowers. And what you're saying is that you can actually make adjustments. You're not rigidly following something. Okay, you're quite charming to talk to, so people will generally do what you want because they want to make you feel happy. Because in doing so, it makes them feel happy. Yeah. So it's a way. It's a way that you use this influence to get what you want. Yeah, that is really indicative of what this month will be for you. So because you're so charming that you charm people into doing what you want, and also you're very flexible. Okay, you can change things as you want, and the details are often what comes last. For you, things just happen because you ignore it. Yeah, some people think this is being unreliable, but you just want things to fix themselves. Sometimes people do too much. They want to control things, and being a diplomatic kind of person, you have always sort of innate skills to listen to others and look at their point of view and even make changes on your own hidden agendas. Because you have them, everybody does. And you think that everybody has hidden agendas, they just don't say it. You know? They have trump cards. Trump cards, yeah. So it's always something that you keep to your sleeve. You don't want to show other people. Um, but then, if you expect something, you'll come. It will come. It will come because you have a way of making them do things. So that's a card that's a general thing, a theme for all of this month. The next card is unfortunately a reverse, the reversed one. If it was upright, it would say, "My life is supposed to be fun." Okay, so you don't believe this. You believe that you have to suffer for things. Life is not meant to be fun. It's all hard work. You're a very romantic person, but you know that there's a lot of hidden machination that you do to appear this way, to appear at ease, to appear charming. There's so much hard work behind it all. So, if this card was upright, you would believe that life is supposed to be fun, but you're the sort of person who don't think so. So it is Abraham's powerful desire that you return to your state of self-appreciation. It's a state of self-appreciation, but you don't appreciate yourself. You don't believe that it's a waste of time. You appreciate other people and good food and good situations, good luck, all of those things you appreciate, but you don't appreciate ever what you do because you don't think nothing of what you do is sort of like important. It's just something I do. It's not that important. It's just something that people have to do for others. That's what kind of person you are. You know, there's really a lot of great love for you in the world, but you don't see it. You don't see it as deserving of this love. Okay, it's in the reverse, unfortunately. So I think you have to change this tendency in January to feel that you don't appreciate yourself. That it's all going to be hard work now. You shouldn't, because it's this time of year to just relax. I mean, not everyone's there. Most people are on holiday, and you shouldn't feel this way. I think it's just like punishing yourself for something that you've done, and now you decided life is not really any fun at all. Yeah, because now you're not on a show anymore. You only have yourself, and you don't really care about impressing yourself. You don't think much about yourself to start with. And this is a problem because what you've been doing is that because you're so scared of displeasing other people, you change too much. You pretend to be pleasant. And so because you pretend to be pleasant, it's not authentic. And people sense this fakeness, and then they read it as detachment, coldness. They think that you don't care, even though you are just pretending to be pleasant. But because you pretend, and you're so strong too, you're very firm, and you don't compromise about this, And the problem with pleasing people is that you have to break promises. You have to break people's. It's impossible to please everybody, so you're gonna have to displease someone, and this person will think you're unreliable. Yeah. So this is it. This is the problem. You cannot please everyone, Libra. So in your next card, if it was upright, it's also reversed. If it was upright, it would say, "I can gradually change my vibrational frequency," which is a bit sad because you don't believe any of this manifestation bullshit. For you, this is all bullshit. It doesn't really make sense. You don't understand it. Why do people think that if they just think something, they get it? That for you is so totally foreign. It just doesn't make sense to you at all. Well, you can't simply just think for something, wishing for something and get it. So the idea is that you don't understand what we do in our life. Yeah, it's a vibration. Is that vibration for me, people they understand is motion. It's not about that. It's about how you live your life. If you are now living in a vibrational frequency that only believe things are the way they are, things are solid. But in physics, you know that in physics, the world, the smallest of things, can change from a wave to a particle. You know, so if they're being observed, then they change again. So it is this different concepts, and it's hard for you to understand this, that a different awareness can be gotten. Yeah, you don't actually believe that you can change your vibrational frequency or whatever that is. To you, this is all gobbledygook. It doesn't really make sense. It's just words. So normally this card would say that there is no thought that you cannot eventually have, just as there is no place that you cannot eventually reach from wherever you are. But for you, that doesn't make sense at all. It's just words people say. It has no meaning. Okay? It's no use really trying to explain to you that if you can raise your awareness to a very higher level, you will achieve everything, because from that point, from that height, things are possible. It's limitless. But for you, it's there's so much barriers. Being diplomatic, people are always wanting different things. And it's your job often to get people what they want. And they all want very opposite things. That's why it's unsurmountable for you, the idea of raising frequency. What the hell what that means, you know? Frequency. What's frequency? That sound. When you wish for something, often if it's positive, you're already doing it without realizing that you are actually hoping and wishing for something. Before you meet a very important person, you're thinking, okay, I want to hope this person would do this, will say this, agree to this, and so on, blah, blah, blah. But you're doing that through the power of thought. You're already preconceiving what will happen in a meeting, for example, and you're using the power of thought to do so. Not realizing that you are using the techniques that new agey people are already thinking. Usually by thinking, you make things happen. So why is it so different when you are trying to get your desires to manifest? Why is it so different to the business ones that you do on Monday morning? It's the same thing in what you do. You know, you just gotta be aware that you want them done. This is the most difficult thing, is that you only want to impress others, but you never want to impress yourself. And this is one you must important barrier. And this card, that's why this card is reversed for January, for example. I think you should just have to take it easy. Just take it easy and just please yourself for once. Your next card is also a reverse. Okay, it says, if it was outright, it would say, why does my saying no to it mean saying yes to it? So this card is really a little bit of quandary, because this would say that when you give something, so give attention to something you desire and you say yes to it, you are including it in your vibration. So we wish with all our hearts for something. You're actually using your whole entire being to wish for something. But for you, that doesn't work. It has no power. Because for you, wishing is irrelevant. It's the action that matters. It's the saying that matters. But dear Libra, think for it for a moment. Whatever happens becomes real because we think it first. We plan it. Yeah, being such a very methodical person that you are, yeah, you plan every single thing. Just like when you build a house, you need to first build what is it that you build before you build something? Of course, you're going to build a foundation, but you also need to build the scaffolding. The house doesn't happen by itself. You've got to have a scaffold. And planning something and thinking about what you're going to do is scaffolding the reality of what's going to be there. You just say, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm building a house. But you're not just what you're saying, no, actually, I'm not building a house. I'm just putting bricks together. So you're going to build a house? And yeah, I'm going to build a house. But what are you doing? Just putting bricks together at random. You can't build a house that way. You've got to have a plan. You got to have an architectural plan. You got to have somebody, an architect, to visualize it for you, what the house is going to look like. It's the same thing with life. You have to visualize your actions before they become real. That's exactly what this vibrational frequency is talking about. So in this fourth card that I'm reading to you, you've got this beautiful figure with golden hair, and you have all this golden leaves almost merging, and then you have this golden leaves together. So what your thoughts are, what will attract other things like it. You cannot exclude anything that you are giving your attention to, because that is what will manifest. Yeah, you're including it in your vibration. So obviously, because this card is reversed for you, you have no idea about this dynamics. That what you're thinking about is will manifest. So if you're thinking really negative things, of course, that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It will manifest to be that way because you're constantly thinking about your fears, and these fears will come true. How much better it would be just to think about positive things so that they will come true instead. In your next card, it says it's upright for change, so that's a good thing. It says, but what about these innocent little babies? I think this is the heart of the matter. You're really saying, hey, adults think about what they want. The babies don't think of something. And yet they've got all the good things happening to them. But it's true though. Okay? Adults want to look after little babies. And their parents want them to grow up to be wonderful, well-adjusted adults. That's why they look after the babies. They don't neglect the babies. So obviously, parents who are neglectful of their babies, they don't really care very much, and so it is those babies that will suffer when they grow up, and then they become in turn neglectful adults. So obviously, the innocent little babies, it's not their fault that being neglected by their parents, or it's not due to them that they're being looked after by their babies. But the thing is, before they were even born, the way they come to this awareness, they come to this existence, they actually already mapped out what kind of destiny that they will be having. And obviously, it's not all the same. Some babies that were neglected as children, they can also grow up to be wonderful adults, because we have a will. And this is why our thoughts are so powerful, because we create it. So it's saying even your babies are offering vibrations that the universe is matching. So you've got wonderful babies that you don't cry and just go to sleep on the dot. It's just wonderful. These babies are actually thinking about, dreaming about things, desiring things already, and they're just babies. So yes, there are babies that, even Hitler was a baby. There are so many of the psychopaths were babies. So obviously they were all thinking all bad things when they were babies too, I suppose. We don't know that, do we? So it's just it's really, when you're saying, using as an example that, hey, this thought frequency and vibration are all are rubbish, but it's not. Okay, even babies actually put out what they put out in the universe, and this come true. Just because we are gifted by this will to change our life, and it's just that you yourself know this, that you are able to change your life. You can set your barometer, because you're a really good emotional setter of your goals, and you know that they are very flexible. They have to be able to survive. Okay, so the last card that I drew for you is also a reverse, unfortunately. And it would normally say that it is natural for my body to be well. So, what this means, I could be wrong, of course, but in the last few weeks of, in a few days of January, you might not be at your best physically. So, your health could suffer because you've been overworking yourself or you've been indulging yourself by eating too much, and now you know that's catching up. So you're not feeling very well, you've got intestinal problems, your bowel is not too good, very irritable, explosion, bang, Chernobyl. So it's you gotta look after yourself because you're not supposed to eat the things you're not allowed to eat. And that's it, Libra. So I hope that you be very careful on your health and look after yourself. Okay. Look after yourself and take care.